Welcome back to match 3. This is Old Man Poole. We won the dice roll, and we're gonna go first. Ugh. Man, the mana problems, man. They just never seem to end. I think we are gonna pitch this back, though. Can't keep a one-lander on the play. Ew, don't much care for this either. Again, I don't know. I've said this a billion times, but I really do dislike going down to 5, though. And I think this is not so bad that we have to. Yeah, I guess we'll keep that. Means we don't find planes for the Hammer Skull necessarily on time, but it does mitigate the chance of flood too. Who knows, maybe a 3-1 flyer is just impossible for my opponent to beat. Probably not, but who knows. Right? There, Dinosaur Hunter, pass it back. Ooh, Fathom Fleet Firebrand. It's a good card. We want to trade damage. I guess we probably do with Moment of Craving. Let's go ahead and attack with our Dinosaur Hunter. My opponent wants to block, he's perfectly welcome to. And we will pass back. So this turn we're going to Moment of Craving. My opponent blows his mana for pretty much any reason. Would we just take 2 damage if he doesn't? Let's have 3 cards now. What if he has a combat trick? If he has a combat trick, we're probably still okay. Because we're going to shrink this down. I guess we could have maybe had him use his mana up there. I don't think he would. I should have waited one more phase though. That was a mistake. Just got a little bit trigger happy with it. If he wants to use a combat trick, they kind of offset probably. Uses up his turn. Looks like he is using one. Airfleet Poisoner. Okay, that's actually pretty bad for us. Yeah, we got pretty punished, because that's possibly would have been his play anyway. And we could have done a response, which would have been miles better. Okay. Yeah, it feels bad. I mean, most of the time that's not going to bite us, but it does sometimes. Alright, let's play our Revenant. And we'll just pass back. Okay, this card's pretty good. It's pretty sweet. I love the, like, snake launcher thing. Mutiny. Ew. Alright. Well, that's pretty bad too. Ooh, I think you probably meant to go the other way with that? Maybe not. Probably. I'm not going to trade here. I think that the Vampire Revenant's our best chance to win. And if he doesn't have another removal spell, we can play maybe like Territorial Hammer Skull if we draw planes, and maybe that blanks a lot of the offensive. Because he's got Death Touch and a pumping creature. Still feel like the games where we're trading off Vampire Revenant, they're not games we're winning. Let's play our own Zealot to go along with my opponents. Well, I don't think Porter's reasonably sized, at least. Alright, let's attack my opponent. Take him down to 14 here. Uh-oh. Clash of Talons is bad for us. Oh, man. I mean, we were maybe in trouble after our mulligan anyway. My opponent's had a pretty good hand. But, yeah, I am regretting that Moment of Craving for sure. The board looks a lot better if he just doesn't have a Fathom Fleet Firebrand here. I mean, that's true most of the time, but I guess we'll block. That'll save us a couple of points of damage over the next couple of turns. Well, we're not just dead, but it's pretty close. It's funny, we're playing the same number of white and black sources. Pretty sure, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, feels like we find black a lot more often than white, though. Alright. We go down to... How much is he pumping? Just once. We go down to 4, and he's probably going to have a 4-drop follow-up. And if the border counts. Well, that will do it. Opponent's deck looked pretty good. Fairly fast. What can we do against a fast deck? Not too terribly much. We could bring in Snubhorn Sentry, I suppose. It's not great against the Death Touch. Not even particularly good against my opponent's Firebrands. This might be a matchup where Squire's Devotion really shines, and maybe something where Recover's just a little bit too slow. He did show removal, but Squire's Devotion in a racing situation is pretty unparalleled in how good it is. I want another Revenant. Don't really think so. I mean, they're fine, they're good, but they're a little bit high on the curve, and our curve's maybe a little bit awkward already. Okay, let's try this. One more Squire's Devotion. Well, okay, looks like a Queen's Commission might be getting it. This hand's good, though. We've got all 3 colors of mana, and we actually even have double red eventually, which is not all bad. Opponent's turn to mulligan, going down to 6. It keeps after that. Pass it back over. Finding something other than a vampire to equip with Squire's Devotion would be very nice, but it is nice that we have the option if we need it. Guess we're just going to play another Stone Quarry here. We could keep up Moment of Craving, but then doesn't guarantee we can play Queen's Commission on time. There's no guarantee my opponent will play anything next turn anyway. Bishop Soldier. Right, that's a good card. Let's play our Queen's Commission. If he wants to swing, we will take it. This is a little bit more efficient than using Moment of Craving, even though that wouldn't be a terrible play next turn. I think a likely line if we don't draw land is we take 2, we swing back with both vampires. If my opponent's got a no play. So that means he might have like a Moment of Craving of his own. Just want to go for it anyway. We could just Moment of Craving now. See if he has a trick. Maybe that's best before we swing. Okay, we are happy with that. There might be like a Slash of Talons or something here then. Poisoner, okay. Not all bad. Use a Moment of Triumph to trade. Poisoner's a good one. But I'm not absolutely, it's not super sad to trade here. If he's got Slash of Talons, it's a bit of a blowout, but if he doesn't, we feel pretty okay. Alright, and we still have the option to find a land, and then if we Squire's Devotion a Vampire Revenant, we might just be able to get away with something here. Unclaimed territory. Pirates, probably? Yep, looks like. It's interesting. I wonder if he changed up his direction. No, looks like he just couldn't find red. Since we kind of got red-black beat down last game, but he had 2 planes this time. Looks like he might be playing a little bit of an adventurous mana base as well. Oh wow, Daring Buccaneer with no other pirate in hand. That's his best play. It's good for us. Land? Yeah. Alright. We just keep Moment of Craving, I guess. He didn't have a combat trick last turn, so I don't think it's real likely he does again. We are gaining basically a billion life, even though we're not really getting my opponent dead very fast. The Vampire Revenants may end up being pretty solid at some point, though. Looks like he found another pirate here. Firebrand. Pretty good pirate at that. Land? Cool. So let's play a Revenant. And we will just pass it back here. So he does not have red for removal, at least as of yet. Like he can't cast Mutiny off unclaimed territory. Oh no. Well, that's one of the few cards that could beat us. How expensive is it? It costs 6. He's a couple turns away. Yeah, I don't think you swing. That's the case. He's still 2 turns away. At least. So we play another Revenant. It's always kind of hard to juggle how much you want to play into Tetsamok. Because we could keep just another flyer and say that maybe that'll get going eventually. To me, like Paladin the Bloodstain's a better play here. Don't hate that. I guess we should swing first, though. Ooh, Tetsamok's scary, though. Gotta be one of the best cards in the format. Alright, let's play Paladin the Bloodstained here. This still represents 3 damage, but it maybe gives my opponent the opportunity to trade, and also maybe we'll have a Vampire Revenant a little bit later. Okay, he's only 1 land away. It has to be a swamp, but is this sorcery speed? During your turn, specifically. Okay, so not quite sorcery speed, but kind of. So I think we want to save the Luminous Bonds for Tetsamok. We swing with the Paladin. It forces my opponent to trade with his Relentless Raptor. I guess that's fine. It's interesting he did not use a swamp there. That probably means he has a trick. Don't think we can play around it. I don't think there's anything we can really do differently. We'll trade there. Take my opponent down to 12. Okay, Moment of Triumph. A perfectly reasonable play. And I guess just continue to pass. I think because we have so much of a life threshold, we can actually kind of play it slow, and he will have to play Tetsamok to kill off our Vampire Revenant at some point, and then we'll have a Luminous Bonds in the second one that hopefully can get the job done. It's possible my opponent doesn't have second black, and we should just be going for it aggressively, but... Okay, yep. Go down to 18 here. Or sorry, 28. Big difference. Uncolored Raptor. That's something we might have to trade Vampires away for. Did not play a black source. So if he had it, he may have used it. This card's so hard to play around. I still think the way we win, though, is by, like, playing it kind of safe, playing a Vampire Revenant post Tetsamok, Luminous Bondsing it, and Squire's Devotioning. It's scary, though. It's hard to know. I mean, I don't think it's likely my opponent's sandbagging, but if we just play like the Revenant and then he finds Swamp immediately, we're in not great shape. I guess maybe there's an argument to playing the Squire's Devotion on the Revenant a couple of turns ago that applies faster pressure. Oh, did find double black. Imagine Tetsamok's incoming. 6 mana? Looks likely. Okay. Hard to beat. We're not in a terrible position to try, but it is tough to beat. So we're just going to take it here. Okay, land would actually be really nice because it's our best tempo play. Okay. Let's play Luminous Bonds. Get rid of Big Daddy. Play a Revenant. And just hope he can't answer it. So this next turn, he could hit us for potentially 1 red source for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We swing ourselves back up. Okay, that's Legion Zealot. The Vampire does chump block at some point. No, no, no. You're so close. Alright. I think we probably lose now, though. Ugh, the tragedy. If we'd had one more turn, too, he couldn't have killed it. Although if we would have played other cards, that probably could have, but... Oh, tragedy. Tragedy. Just play the Squire's Devotion now, I guess. Now let's just trade for something. And brings another 1/1 in. How are we winning this game? Probably aren't is the answer. Our best bet's probably a Tully, though. We find a Tali, we're 1 land away from playing Squire's Devotion as well. Chupacabra wouldn't be bad. One's Binding would be bad. I think Squire's Devotion here actually might be most... Well, if we find a bigger threat, it just gets a lot better. I think we're just going to wait for a little bit longer. We're still at a lot of life. This Relentless Raptor's done some pretty serious work. I think the card is just kind of okay a lot of the time, but it's done some pretty serious work. Alright, so we take a lot here. More if he has mana to pump, which it looks like he does. Alright, well, we're going to get rid of the Raptor. Kind of have to. And I guess we'll play our Squire's Devotion at this point. We waited a turn. I don't know. Probably mattered a little bit as far as life gain, but I think that was not a terrible play, all the same. Get a nice 4-point swing here. I guess maybe that was bad, because if he finds another red source, we lose off the Sun-Colored Raptor. Yeah. We're kind of in trouble, period, though. Okay. So we go on to 5. Anointed Deacon. That's a good draw. Very good, actually. So that will gain us a significant amount of life. Wonder if we want to do that. If he does that, he blocks there, chumps there. We gain an extra point of life. My opponent on a nastier clock. I think we still keep the vampire back. So we'll trade, though. That's okay. Yeah, that's true. We don't really want to swing with that vampire into the Desecration Zealot without the Anointed Deacon trigger, too. Alright. Well, I think we had some chances, but feeling pretty snuffed out now. I mean, still could find like Chupacabra. The game's not truly over, but not looking super promising either. Guess we swing. I mean, can't see anything that makes it less good to swing. I guess maybe it's a better chump blocker later. Doesn't deal with the Sun-Colored Raptor, but maybe it would with something else. Opponent's kind of... does feel ambitious to be playing a 3-color deck. I mean, he seems to be legitimately 3 colors. Not just kind of splashing one or the other. I don't think you play cards like Moment of Triumph if you don't. Down to 5. Still no red source. I wonder if my opponent's just sandbagging a bunch of lands. I think we've used both Moment of Cravings. Everdon Champion does not save us, because he only has to put 2. Alright. Darn. Tetzmox's good, but I think we maybe could have gotten there. It was rough, though. Tetzmox is awfully a pretty good card. But 2-1 here. A bit disappointed to have fallen out there. I think we had a good chance. I think we played well, but sometimes it's just not going to work out as well. I will see you guys for match 4.